Right. This is the beginner's guide. This is a game made by the creator of Stanley Parable. Apparently, it's got some emotional scenes in it. It's got some emotional content. Great an ad. Wait, good shit. Good shit. You're all of the above sexy. Thank you. Don't worry about the record. Oh, okay. Well, could have told me that sooner. Ready? Begin. Look at this. Am I small enough? Do you want me smaller? Oh. Hello? Oh my god. Is that it? Clicking and moving.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Kota. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Kota in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's
what a fucking meta.
Kota learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Kota's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Kota starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Kota. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch,
you're not late. You're not lateness at all.
DAVEYWREDEN@gmail.com.
I mean, you could have put it on the screen.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Kota's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
This is... Can I pause it? Right, this is so wholesome. This is so wholesome. Yes, Puffles, no Mojo Jojo, but actually blasphemy, right? Actually blasphemy. So this seems to be like basically a love letter to this guy called Kota of all his games, and hoping that like he'll make more because it intrigued this guy so much. And by the way, this guy is the creator of Stanley Parable. Forgot his name. Fuck. But basically, this is all real. This is like a real story. There we go. This is one of the first games. Chapter 1, Whisper. Oh, I'm very tall. Wish I was this tall in real life. Oh shit! Hello.
Whisper machine active. Shift to structure.
Whisper machines. Evacuate median.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Kota.
So this is like some of his games that he made. I am fully expecting to go through some emotional turmoil here. Thank you for the contributing to the cult totem, Jan. I can always trust my fellow cultist to help me out. I believe I'm going to sit this one out. I want to play this game myself at some point. Yeah, obviously, guys, if you want to play this game yourself at some point, this is a very story-heavy game. Feel free to dip out the stream. I will not be offended, obviously. You're free to come and go as you please. It is a stream, after all. But yes, I appreciate you joining in anyway, Jan. Definitely, just from the intro, definitely try it out yourself. Like, the intro alone just tells me it's going to be emotional. Just said his name. I know he just said his name, but I was too busy doing the streamery stuff that I forgot to listen to that bit. The game did stuff to me, but I'll pour my thoughts in after you finish the game. Oh shit! Oh, don't. You're gonna tell me? Oh, don't tell me he's dead.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
You gotta. It's hard to remember that this is actually a real guy,
It kind of looks like this
right?
game was abandoned mid-development. For instance,
Oh.
you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Kota thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
So did he? Sorry.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
I fucking love it. I want to believe that reading into it is there's a point to reading into all this thing, right? That what this guy's doing is that I don't want to believe that he's over reading into everything. Like maybe he did just he was like doing this level and he was like, fuck it, I don't want to do this game anymore. But whatever you'll think of it, this game made me rethink a lot of fictional media that I think you can see why. I will neither confirm nor deny. Is this going to be another hum stream? Hums in chat. In the end, yeah. He's even got like detail map like on here. Like this is a lot more detail than I've been able to put into my game. My project.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Yeah, fuck me.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
That's fucking brilliant. Can I go back?
Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
No, I'm not gonna. That's brilliant. I like that. Also, George, thank you for resubscribing to Prime.
Okay,
Not
this
to
is
Prime,
the part that's
with
interesting.
Prime.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
This is very well, like, orchestrated. You have a lot to talk about this game.
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Hey?
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Ooh. It's tempting to say it all now, but I ain't. Shush. George is freaking out.
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
I appreciate him, like, mentioning this.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Kota had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
So we're playing the version that had the bug in it.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Kota identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
It is really weird that as soon as we started floating, transcending, I know, it's very weird that, like, I don't know if it's because that he's clearly positioning these games, and like he's written this story, or well, he's telling this story in such a way in that I'm going to feel things anyway, right? But when I started floating there, I feel like I already understood what he was going to say. That, like, but I don't know if that's because he set it up for me to feel that way, or if I would have felt that anyway. But the fact I felt that, I'm happy about. I will not be tied down. Dead open. Do not insane. Ooh, the past was behind.
Yep.
Her.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Interesting. Past was behind her. That is such a clever way of showing that showing the title. The floor. This is that is clever. But the future.
So
could
it's
not
a
be
short
seen.
and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Kota's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Does the future keep changing? That took my fucking... That confused me. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. This is deep, isn't it? If the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? Oh my god, I'm gonna get my girlfriend to play this. To confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
It's clear that for that one, he wanted to experiment with like a mechanic that directly links to the idea of that he's trying to convey, right? That was deep. That is good. What the fuck, this guy? But this is the thing, right? There's gonna be so many people like Kota, right? So many people that hang up the fucking hang up their coat or whatever you call it, or however you say it, and then like just stop. I mean, like, Kota then says, "Damn, this really is the Stanley Parable." Yeah. And then Davey was like, "Holy shit!" My favorite part is when the narrator says, "It's Kota time." I can already see this. So this has to be this guy has to be the inspiration for Stanley Parable. Like, you can already see influence, right? Ooh, scary. Ooh, no. Oh, God. You're now entering Stanley No. Stanley was walking through the darkness.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of
what?
this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
You are now entering. Nonsense.
Oftentimes, Kota would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
It's codoing time. FPS games have come a long way from just being shooters ever since they became accessible to people as yes.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Kota's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
It was modeled. Sharks are trying to eat you, simultaneously you're trying to eat the sharks. Construct a wall that...
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Stranger appears.
Kota would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Fucking hell, man. Plays a camera filming an advertisement, walking around on set wherever you like. A button you press. No, I wanted to read all that. Well, I've got fucking tears in my eyes already. Jesus. I can't fucking play this game. What the fuck is wrong? Why do people want me to play? The captain is always wrong. The captain is usually wrong in things. Yes? God, George, what have you done to me, man? You felt... No, well, I mean, you did. George, you made me cry. That was beautiful. Like, I don't understand, though. Like, only he could see that game ever, right? Only he could ever play that game. It shows you to the top of the stairs. Near the top of the stairs. He had to modify the game for you to actually get in that room and see those ideas. Is it sort of like... It's a struggle to sort of like get to the core of that person? And the creativity and stuff? I don't know. Could read so much into this, honestly. The fuck
well,
is this?
This is new for Kota. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
You'll see. I can't. Davey talks about it. Differences between... Oh, yeah, because, you'll talk about it later. Differences between a dev and a player, though. Yes, exactly. You'll see. I want to wonder, even though you're slowed to a crawl, if you kept crawling, do you ever get there? Oh, I never tried that. Oh, no, a puzzle. Oh, stop it! Ooh, that's scary. What the fuck?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're going to see it a lot.
3 dots. 3 dots. Oh, we got it. Well done. I'm not... Right, okay, Ness. I know I'm a little bit... but I'm not that... all right? I'm not that... Real gamer move. You can jump. It didn't tell me you could jump. I needed to know. Right. There's nothing in this room.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right. Now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
So I'm just really impressed with like the architect, the design of the room's really pretty. Like these lights at the bottom of the walls, that's really pretty. What the fuck? Existential dread.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, A dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Oh my god, my fucking brain is expanding. Outer world, outer wild, yes! We're back. You're now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Kota believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Why does no one talk about this game? I love how it's so striking, isn't it? It's so striking.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Streetwise Fool.
To make all of these games, Kota is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Kota's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Talk to my...
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Kota's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
What's this game made in? Is this also Source, or is this in Unity? Because I think. Oh fucking hell! That scared the shit out of me. I need a piss. God, I need to pee, but I don't want to miss out. Ness, fucking pee right there. Oh my lord. You're my dude. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna pee. I'll be time. That was that was gracefully failure, innit? Graceful failure. That's what we're all about here at the DarkDax channel. This is all, like, the architecture in this game's just striking. What the fuck was that noise? Terrifying. Were those gates closed? Wait, these aren't closed. Oh dear. Oh god, that would terrified me. Don't say anything funny while I'm away. Wait.
This prison, funny enough, in Kota's original design, the door stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Wow.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
The door was locked for an hour.
This is something that he and I used to argue
Horny
about
Joe.
a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable. whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
No, I didn't say anything funny. Passive aggressiveness. Exactly. That is a big brain passive aggressive mood thingy, wasn't it? That was a vibe. That was an angy vibe. I don't know why you'd get into an argument about it. But I guess it's that idea that what is considered a game or what is considered the norm is a rule, is something black and white, and to go against that is sort of betraying the stereotype that is games. Well, I'm saying games at the moment. I've got a feeling that there's a bigger picture here than games, but currently this is where we are. I'm guessing. How the fuck did he pull this off? Like, look, like it's there. Like you can see something there. There's something. It's such an interesting little area. There's 3 dots here again, and this is a different game. They are definitely connected, surely. If someone actually built this structure, it's really scary to walk through alone. Yeah, exactly. This is fucking terrifying. He said Kota never released any of his games, so why is the narrator talking about making games playable? This is true. Because the idea that Kota said that he was making a game is Kota's point that a game isn't literally playing, it is literally it's an experience. It's not something you play, it's something you experience, and it's something that plays on you. The game plays you don't play the game. Is that the point? Is that a point? Is that a point? That might be a point.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Best option is to always keep going. Yes, let's keep going. I think this is quite a clever puzzle, really.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Kota is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
It's so easy to just be like, oh, well, maybe he just sort of thought, no, I'll just reuse it, I don't want to keep making it. It's so easy to just think that, right? I'm gonna write a whole bunch of I'm gonna write a whole doc about my thoughts while you're playing, in case my thoughts scatter again. Go for it, mate. We'll have a little review afterwards. Well, I mean, they probably made the games to be published, he just never published them. Best option is to just keep going. Friggin' Spider-Man movie ad. What? I don't remember that being a Kota game. I say you remember as if I was always there, Kota. I was always there.
Here, Kota begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
This is like an intervention or sort of like a You there? Did you come from above? Up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating coloured blocks. Move camera? What do you mean move camera? Move camera? Oh yeah, I see. Sorry. One sec. So this is where you're obviously you have to choose. You have to choose what was more striking to you. I'm gonna say the world cover stamped in whiteness, because that was the thing that I first saw and went, fuck, wow. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? No, I don't remember anything of going through a puzzle. I'd prefer not to tell you, after all, we've only just met. I'm going to answer this based on how I'd literally answer this question. Yes, I did. It's literally the last thing I did before I got here. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. You didn't solve it, so you have learned nothing. You cannot help us escape this prison. You are not the one I need. Surely there will be someone else. That's really interesting. That their heads are boxes that are either listening or speaking. It's got to be metaphorical about that. Oh, hello. Oh, he is slanted. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I've been here this entire time. Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Yes, that's a good point, really, isn't it? Where's the side of the box that says daydreaming or distracted? Oh, no. That's underneath. That's definitely underneath. That's where you fall asleep. Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space between the doors. I'm going to answer the first thing. There is a reason, but it may take some time before you understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon. This music's gorgeous too. I'd totally listen to this at work. George, I bet you do listen to this at work, right?
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
So, George, I saw you had 12 hours in this game.
It's a lamppost.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Kota fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Interesting. This game is connected to the internet. No, fuck off. Chat GTP. GPT. Right, so listen. This was over 10 years ago, right? Imagine having a friend. Imagine having a friend that just shared these games with you, and you, no one else in the world, you got, well, I mean, on the off chance he sent them your mind is constantly blown, and to have these complex thoughts that he's obviously sharing with us, it's crazy. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Oh, Dark fucking Souls, right? All notes you see are left here by other players. Stop. Is that true? Is this true? Have I been DOSed? This is very Dark Souls. Sorry, this was 2009, right? When did Dark Souls come out? Does anyone know when Dark Souls came out? I wonder if it's... Nice room. Not. Okay. Thanks, Dick. I like this...
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Kota. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
I think that's only natural, right? When you meet a person that you want to be friends with, or you want to associate with, I don't know, you try so hard. No point to this. I absolutely love how like the ones that you haven't read are blue, and I love the noise, and I love the way it pops up. This is crazy. Like there's the 3 dots again. It's cute. There's the 3 dots. We've seen 3 dots in different... You're right, like if someone inviting their friend over for a house or something, yeah, it's a bit weird, a bit pushy, isn't it? Shut up! But no, George, have you noticed there's 3 dots here? I kept noticing like 3 dots on random like architecture in like the other levels, and there's 3 dots here too. I'm still writing. Oh, nice. Fucking hell! Whoa, holy shit. Yeah, tell me about it. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Reasonable.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Interesting.
But it's ironic, isn't it?
Whoa.
That in playing this game and seeing how alone Kota often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Kota's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Interesting. By seeing the inner workings of somebody's personality and their experiences through this, you yourself feel like you've identified or / connected with them without having to build the foundation of a social relationship. The guy over there wrote much wrong. I'd rather be doing literally anything other than playing this. We're going to read them all. This is better than going on dates. This is better than going on dates. We are reading them all. Like, I almost feel like it'd be... I feel like I can't not read them all. Like, the effort that's gone into this and, like, the emotion we already feel for this person. There are too many messages in this area. Right? Why? Yeah, exactly why. We're running out of space soon. We will suffocate. Cool cabin, bro. We are running out of space, soon we will suffocate. So, like, this one to me is, like, stands out because all these like points, all these messages are ideas or thoughts, right? We're running out of space, soon we'll suffocate. Is that too many thoughts in his head, in Kota's head? Too many thoughts that make him feel suffocation? Like overwhelmingly so? In a world full of notes, one man will read all of them. This summer, you will believe Blue's speech bubbles can talk. Do you feel like a hero yet? This game is no nice. I would like it when I could. What? Do not be afraid, do care. Oh shit, fucking what the fuck? I just saw a flying penguin, sorry. Let me tell you, it was one of the most majestic things I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if nothing ever will be beautiful again. Like, nothing will be that beautiful again. I am now crying. I'm planning on ripping my eyes out. I must go now do that. My dude. My dude. Bruh. Again, that this is striking too. This is striking too, because, like, again, in the context of nobody, but this was for a game jam, right? So it's not like nobody would have played this game unless he didn't publish it after the game jam ended, right? But this one in particular, I can't tell if... It's so difficult, because in the mind of a developer, like, at what point is it you putting your thoughts into a game versus trying to convey a message? Or like, trying to make people feel a certain feeling? How's the wood and grass and concrete here? What the fuck? Shut up! Balls! You me both, dude. You'll be both. I want to tell you a secret. Once upon a time, I did. Define fun. Exactly. I'm king of the world. Can we jump down there? I wonder... Ooh. Can we go... I want... What the shit is this cavern? By the way, George, I am recording this still, so if you... Boring, so if you need to go, don't worry about it, I can send it you. I can assure you guaranteed that there's an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. What the fuck? What are you saying, mate, sir? Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. Right, do you know what? I am so intrigued. I am so very intrigued that I need to try. I have to try and read these notes. I need to know, like, Like, there's these notes everywhere. And surely they're not just empty, right? I don't think I can make that jump. We'll try. Oh, I can't jump off. Okay, well, I should have probably fucking checked that before I did it. I tried! It's all in good faith. Oh shit! Can I jump off this one? Why can I not see that? You've got to be able to read those. They've got to have messages attached to them, or not? Maybe not. Or maybe that was just the conveying part. Ooh, the thoughts. Ness, how you getting on with your thoughts, Doc? I refuse to believe. Okay, that's fine. Butt ass butt. Butt ass butt. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. So, Ness, was this you? Still right in the beginning bit. Fuck me. Ness, you are going hard in this game. Recognize me, please. Interesting. Everyone trying to get their bit of... There's some exposure here. Exposure like control. There's nothing here, go back. Don't listen to that guy. Nice. There's a lot to talk about, yes. A free t-shirt? What? Did I miss the guy? Need the other side. Need other side, door, why you so? Door how open? Open sesame? Makes game, includes door, cannot open door, thanks. Well, I mean, have you ever played a game before? Someday I will meet the person who made this. May never. What the fuck? I help people because the internal good feeling I get. New room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? Like, very much to be desired. It almost as if this game connected to the internet becomes a sudden echo chamber to like a person's sort of like psyche. In that they then start saying deep things. Not very crowded here. Scared of writing something. Don't want to feel judged. I think we can all relate to that. Welcome, congratulations. I don't really know where to go with this. You can go in here, I think. Don't bother. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. Exactly. That's a good fun. This guy, right, hang on a minute. This guy, this really hadn't been done before, apart from, like, did Dark Souls do this? Or was it... No, sorry, did Demon Souls do this, or was it Dark Souls? This is where I get off. This guy... When making these notes, he suddenly... It was almost as if he had, like, an objective view of, like an objective sort of, like, understanding of these. I am compelled. I failed to write anything here. Stop, turn back, proceeding further will only result in misery. Shut up. I'm going. Take my hand, let's jump together. Well, I tried that before. There is a missing, there's a missing bubble there. Or is it missing? So easy to just assume that it's missing. Is that a deeper meaning, or is it literally just missing? Somebody come up with something deep about that. Cabbage shapes our nation. Okay. What is that painting? Well, we're about to go there, right? The bubbles were sinking into the concrete. Thank you. Thank you, that's deep. Hey, don't talk about that me in that way. It does not matter if you ever get over there. Very good game. It's interesting. I feel like this painting resembles, like, a collation of all these thoughts. And and all these thoughts and like these like peeks into people's like mind and personality and stuff like that is colourful, and I think that represents each point, each dot on this painting. Maybe. What do other people think? Bury your thoughts. Bury your thoughts. Oh my god, gingerbread! That is fucking deep, dude. What the fuck? I think I'm not going. Oh dear. Next time I'll do better. Okay. I need someone to talk to. So I'm super deep. This is a note? That's a cute idea about the painting. Was that you being condescending, or was that you being truthful there? Don't listen to other notes, okay? I'm not safe. I like how the narrator's sort of allowing us to just experience this. Dare learns you cannot fall off. Ethical. Oh, that's a good point. Why can't you fall off? See, now this is the point where is this something to, is there a deeper meaning behind it? Is it just interpretation? I think there is a thin line with Kota's games in that some things are there because they're there, and some things are there to be interpreted. Do you know what I mean? Also, idea, I think you should upload a highlight of this stream with the title, A Game Developer Plays the Beginner's Guide, because already your playthrough and commentary is really interesting considering you're a game dev yourself. The game dev, very loose term. But it could be interesting actually, it's a good point. Maybe. Stop faking it, fucking hell. Dude. Mean girls shit. Painting, what does it mean? George, what did you... do you know what? I'll probably get your opinions about it later. But mate, this has issues. Again, it's very interesting that all of these notes obviously are... It's not connected to the internet. He had to write them all. These are... How long do you think he spent... I mean, it would have taken him longer to model out this room than to place these notes. Art. Yep. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging? Oh, I'm trying to speak. I think it's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. There's whispering. Sorry, this is going to take some time, but I wanna do this right. Because the only reason why I'm doing this is because that is basically Kota. That thought came from Kota, not somebody else. And now it's sort of hard to understand whether that is Kota's ideas or if, like, during a development of this sort of thing. I know that this is basically, again, this game is still this Game Jam game, right? From what I understand. So it's made with the intention of a Game Jam. What was the theme? Like, yeah, it looks sort of all like blurs closer together. But then the closer you get, you're able to like make out and distinguish individual like blobs. Obviously, the bigger blobs you can identify anyway, but the closer you get, the smaller blobs suddenly come into form. But like, what I mean is that like, it's easy to think that he came up with the idea for every single one of these notes. But sometimes you're just like, oh, does he have a wife? Did he have a girlfriend, a partner at some point? During the making of this, did he ask them like a note or an interpretation? Is it purely all Kota? I'm assuming. I'm assuming we're. I think we're to assume it was all Kota, and I'm looking too deep into it. But again, the whole point of this is to look into it, right? I saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. What the fuck? Don't say shit like that, man. Don't turn this into a horror game. I am not prepared. I'm just looking at art. Art is scary enough. Who are all of you? We won. Sorry. We will all die someday. Gingerbread, you know more than anyone art is scary. You too, Ness. From up here, it just looks like dots. Well done. You've killed all the beetles. Cabbage shapes our That's the same message again. Cabbage shapes our nation? This got to be a meaning behind that. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. That's very nice. Stop pretending you are other... Holy... based cabbage poster. I think this has to be the most prominent note in this entire level. This is the most prominent note in this entire level. I think out of all the notes in this level, this is the one that is the most important. Stop pretending you are other people, because it directly... It's a direct commentary on the concept of this level. Kota wrote these notes. He states it's connected to the internet. It's not. He had to pretend to be other people to get into the mindset of what these notes should be. He is pretending to be other people. Is this a commentary? Is this a... I'm ashamed of my English skill because there's stuff I want to express better in the doc that my vocabulary doesn't suffice. I mean, I'll be honest, Ness. That sentence was written beautifully. Also, non-native English speakers often have a more eloquent English than those who speak it natively, right? It's just it. It's just true. Go anywhere in fucking England, and it just devolves into some fucking caveman talk. It's just awful. It's fucking awful. It's fucking awful, Duck. Hey, isn't that right, George? Isn't that right? Devil Tower Star. Right. I won't worry about it, mate. I won't worry about it. It's about how this game is pretentious. Actually, what? It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. Transformers ad. I need to stop seeing this. I need to... Devil Tap. Wait, what? Didn't we just see a Devil Tower one? Devil Tower Star. Devil Tower Star. Oh, there's another deeper meaning. George. How's this, right? How's this? How's this? The background, the base of the canvas, or whatever you want to call it, is black, right? Darkness, resembling darkness. All the points are circular. A lot of these notes are circular too. I mean, it could just be that I'm projecting what these notes represent onto this painting, because that's all I've got to go off, without just staring at this painting for a couple minutes and boring us all. The base color is black, right? And the dots are colourful. Do the dots resemble thoughts that mask the darkness? Right, I'm off now, but I'll catch up with you soon. Enjoy. I'll look forward to it. All right, George, I'll catch you later. Don't worry, I've recorded this in glorious 1080p. So I'll send it you. I might just upload it to Twitch, to be fair, in better quality, because I have noticed that the bitrate on my VODs is awful, and I don't know how to improve it. I think I'm being stupid. I don't know if I can improve it without being a partner, but who knows. Anyway, see you later, George. See you later. As for the rest of us, he himself was the most horrible creature he could imagine. Does that closely relate to what I just said about this canvas? Maybe I feel real someday. This is fucking deep. Like, people make art to express themselves. People write stories to express themselves. People also make games to express themselves, but making a game to express yourself to yourself is an interesting concept. Well, I'm here now. Yay, we're all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. You're right, there must be. This is so deep, man. I'm so glad we're playing this. We need to play more gems like this, by the way. On stream. It's a terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Kota's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Interesting interpretation. The interpretation I just had then was because you know how it's interesting because right, this is freaking me out, man. All right, this is scaring me. All these whispers. The way I was going to interpret it was scared of writing something. Don't want to feel judged. Oh, that's already here. We've already seen that one. Oh my lord. I was going to interpret the puzzle door as, I don't know actually, because like there's the darkness. What does the darkness room between resemble? Is it? Oh, I don't know. Escape, need an escape. He cut up and spread it between worlds. He cut it up and spread it between worlds. Worlds being the different games he made. Almost there. I've seen everything. I've traveled the world. I've never told anyone. These are very deep and spooky. Like if these were in a horror game, the 3 dots again. It is connected. What does the 3 dots mean? Like, this is what I'm saying, right? We've seen that exact pattern in previous... Yeah, exactly, the dots, right? We've seen this exact pattern in other games. I thought it resembled the 3 dots on these notes. Again, like the 3 dots and ellipses, right? And it also resembles a text, so it could just be like an easy relation. Become one with the spiraling nonsense. Spiraling nonsense.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Kota can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
The fact it's dark. The fact it's dark. Ness is secretly Splinter Cell. The fact it's darkness though, with like shrouded cloudiness or like fog, makes me feel like it might be something else. I'm heading back to the start later, guys. No answer, I think. There's no second switch, no solution. You just come on, man. Guys, it's not so bad in here. I feel like I can't help but feel like this resembles something else. Ooh. I just wanted to see what would happen if I did that. Interesting that only one person got through here. How do you leave notes? Porn
Okay, this one
stars
is
die
tough.
too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Right, hang on. Pause. Right, the lamppost. Yeah, the lamppost. Sorry, someone's clearly cutting their bushes. I don't... Euphemism. The typewriters, did that resemble that the notes... Did that resemble the notes were artificial in the first place? Was that the identifying aspect? I think a lot of this stuff, your own opinion and stuff like that, will only form when discussing it. I think not everything I'm going to be able to like have a clear understanding of first. I need to be able to understand other people's interpretation in order to either agree with it or come up with my own based on their learnings. Porn stars die too. Yeah, they do. What is that? I don't know why I said it like that. That was quite... the context of it didn't really justify it. This is beautiful. How the fuck did he make this? Is it just a texture? Like, this is the thing, right? Clearly just a texture. I should know how to do this, because there's so many ways to do a thing. Like I always get flawed. I always get like wowed by everything. I wonder if that's just, I don't know. I get lost in potential implementations versus just coming up with an implementation that works and just assuming it's that way. It's done that way. I want to know. Sorry, I prefer Ned's... What? Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. What the fuck did you just say? Oliver, you've reminded me. The Battle Royale, My Hero. This is the same floor from that.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Kota gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay, everything... What the furniture ought to go... Oh, what furniture ought to go in the centre of this room? You downloaded it now? You know, I haven't downloaded it, but you have reminded me to do that. What should go in the centre of the room? Got a giant hole in the ground. What about along the wall of the room? Each picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. Skylight, full ceiling. Tesla coils. And a table, you need a table. Pretty sure none of my choices are making a difference. Tables were invented in 1935.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
These are all different. These are all just different interpretations of the same thing. We're stuck in IKEA. Now that'd be a cool horror game. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Please follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. Just click on this table. There's the dots again. There's the dots. Good. Now go over to the photo frame and turn it slightly. Now turn on the floor lamp of this room and then turn it back on. To the left side of the sofa, move it over a little. What, the left side sofa? Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. See, that is a really nice. That's a really nice like wall piece. There was an IKEA-themed horror game that got removed by IKEA. Of course it did. They should have called it something like IKEA.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
That's deep.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Kota doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
It's called The Store is Closed, and the store was STYR themed. Nice. I'm getting chills. The prison's not. This is the same. Is it the same thing? Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Kota wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Kota talking to himself.
But all games are you talking to yourself at some point, right? It's only until someone plays it you're not talking to yourself anymore. If somebody hears you, but no one can hear you if you don't release them. Yep, I was in the furniture maze. This is interesting, because this is actually all... This is based on all the iterations. Yes, I was in the escape tutorial. Yep, I was in the reverse prison. Let's do the escape tutorial, because that's the one I like the most. That's where I am right now. I'm so glad you know... I'm so glad to know that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? The most desperate thing I've ever been through? How could you possibly forget it? You just stop identifying with it? Anything can seem infinite when you're drenched in it. But if you're me, then how did you call me from another version of you? Did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you will need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Bit my tongue, now I taste iron. Brilliant. Brilliant, Oliver. Just casually eating your own tongue. That's great. What? That will free me? How does that work? It will make sense. Sincere about what? It's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape the prison. That's really deep. It's really deep.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's interesting.
So what would it look like if Kota wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Ooh. Ooh! There's that door again up there. There's that door. So now, instead of talking to himself, this is a game where he's potentially talking to someone else. This feels right. Okay.
To me, this environment
Sorry. This would look like a really cool idea for a game in which you've got to burgle someone. But it turns out it's a fucking horror game. I don't know. That completely missing the point of all this, but that's fine.
Meant to represent Kota's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
This looks nice and cozy. Someone spilt their drink. Make it fast. Scrap behavior tree and work on your new horror game. I actually have an idea for a horror game. Oh shit! Ness! We're playing Outer Wilds 2 right now! The music! Clean. Holy shit. Guitars, yeah. Do you know how hard it is to find fucking book assets? It's so hard to find a decent fucking book asset. Like, to find all these textures? Oh my god. One that you don't have to pay for, and one that's not fucking, shrouded in shit. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
Yeah.
From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Wow. I can't believe Andrew Farlow invented... Prolo? Invented strings instruments for the game. Holy shit. He even has a harmonica, yeah. And we're gonna end up seeing fucking I can't remember their names now. Fucking hell. Tiny Tim or whatever his fucking name is. Don't worry about me. A place this nice will stay. I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make home loners. Be cleaning this whole place. Arthur Morgan. Oh, you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I wanted to see. Could you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? Why can't you fucking do that? You're not doing anything at this point. Oh, fucking hell, this is really nice. While you're in there, why don't you straighten the rug a little bit? All the details matter. I can see why this took a bit long. I can see why this took longer to make. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How do you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. How do you end up doing this job? A friend dragged me along at the time. Particularly desperately needed cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my life. Never did like clean my own home. I might have got some demons I ain't already ready. Wait, what? I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Speaking of demons, someone's put one in this couch. Someone's put this couch in a... What the fuck? Straighten the pillows, please. There you go. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled drink all over my... Fuck it! To be fair, I saw that as soon as I came in. But compared to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight, are you okay with that? Make it especially cheesy? No. No, it was stupid, sorry. Never mind. These dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Nice and clean. There you go. Last I checked, the tub needed cleaning. How about you scrub it down the best you can? You need to be perfect. We're all human. The books still scattered on the floor in the bedroom. If so, would you mind putting them back on the shelf? Why is he not cleaning anymore? Like I'm just being used. Oh, that is satisfying. Perfect. Well then how about you come and clear the...
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Which Unreal Engine did you use, Dax, for what? I don't use Unreal Engine, but I'm fucking thinking that I should start using Unreal Engine or Godot, because I think we all know why. Some choices are not good. Do these chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Darling, whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise it owns you. So why don't we do the task at hand and leave the future chores to the future you? Present...
I know that Kota really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it.
Really?
This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy. all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Trust me on this one. Was it once... Believe it or not. Do you mind tidying up a bit? Really, when I said I had something really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. I don't know why I felt so weird saying that. But there's a bit of truth to it, no? Anyway. Unity. Anyway, so housekeeping, let's do this. Books? Will you please clean up the books? Thanks. We now know where the books are. It's becoming second nature now, right? Oh goodness, those pillows on the couch are a real
I'm glad
mess.
he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But, of course, it can't last.
Whoa.
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
What do you mean? This dark space, or the dark space between the doors? Oh, hello. It's back.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
I really thought that was the point of it. Items you love
This
at members
one
only
gets
prices.
a bit goofy.
Good. Good. I like the goofy. You're still writing the doc? God, yes. Good. There's a free book asset on Unity Store. They look quite solid in my opinion. Do you have to pay for them? Really pushing my English skills to the limit. You've fucking got this, Ness. You've got it. You've got it, boy. What did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Yes. Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. We came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make that person, that you, into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is, not how we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. How do you make shit like that?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are.
There's the lamppost.
Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh. On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. Kids should not follow their dreams. I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. So the greyed out ones are his thoughts, or the incorrect ones? You're trying to... If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. This is interesting. I like this. Seek out the only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Just kidding. This is the truth. There is no path. Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button. Holy shit, you guys. It's coming at the back of the room. Look out. Nothing. No one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
Yeah.
To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
You jump into the black hole? Sorry, I was more enamored with the conversational stuff.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Kota to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Is that because he was going through things? Whoa. Whoa, that is something. That's crazy cool. Oh, fucking hell, shit, I knew that was gonna happen, but fuck me. Places, please. Oh. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We're all at the gathering of professionals. First, you'll start leaning against this wall. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Hello. That's it. That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. Okay, not the end. Sexy moves. Sexy moves. Hello, Sam. Well, this is currently a game that's going to make us absolutely fucking, like, rethink what we think about things. About game development and just games in general. I think there's a bit more... In fact, I think there's still substantially more. I'm just hasty because I wanted to finish the doc. No worries, mate. No worries. I mean, we can always talk about it like in future streams and stuff like that. I'm super scared right now. No. That's not what I said to her at all. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just like that one moment, but I was confident. It was just that one moment. Maybe it's that you need a better... Ooh. The fuck is this? Fucking put mines down. Not more people around us. These are people. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them represent the people nearby. I'll talk to her again. We're repelled by other people. Wise and happy. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? You're messing it all up again? You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realise how important it was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh! Oh. Okay. Isn't this the thumbnail? This is the thumbnail for the game, right?
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Kota's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Kota is to withdraw, to hide himself away. which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Kota's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Kota went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. What? Help, I'm blind. I can't say anything. Help, I'm blind. Help, I'm blind. Everyone's blind? Please tell me how to solve this. Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, I can't see anything.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
There was a giant door and my vision went black? Oh. Oh shit. Someone said something. This is really interesting, actually. The destination. Any way to stop us to speak? Is to speak something that is honest. I knew it.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Kota where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
I'm getting a little bit worried about this now. Interesting. Where's Island come from? Ooh, that's a cool effect. This is really nice. A long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I have nothing left to give to my work. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Wait, he's not talking about the machine in the first game, right? The one that we stopped. I need to see it to know why it stopped. Oh no, he got pregnant. He got pregnant.
If the last game featured Kota talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Torygate. The music in this is beautiful.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on. You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
So I'm assuming we can't physically do it ourselves because the point is to talk to somebody and get somebody else to do it to talk to somebody, right? Where am I? I need to see. Oh, this is what I said. This is what I said. Oh, this is making me feel breathless. That breathing's making me feel breathless, man. Can't believe I never sold this before. Okay, we're here. What are you talking about? There's no machine here. There's just some words on the wall, on some walls. Just me, you'll see. These are all everything we've said. Just say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Wait. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
I've realised that some of these answers are answers from previous levels, from previous games. Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. Just never stop creating and you'll never feel bad. It's such a simple solution. A TV with surround sound. It is literally...
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, It was the worst thing for me.
This music's beautiful. To get out, all you have to do is be
This
sincere.
is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
There's no shame, no fear, no guilt. We're saved by my work. I believe this unquestioningly. I'm a vessel for certainty. There's the prison.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Kota takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Bro, stop breathing. Fucking, honestly, I'm worried that might be true. The machine. Finally. Fuck! Right, someone throw a distraction. First thing we're gonna do is nut him in the nuts. Ma'am? Glad to see you have arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Just to be warned that someone called the press. So, what? Someone called the press? So we might have to be a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Kota. The machine calls itself Kota. Stay back! Stay back!
And of course,
interesting.
it's the machine.
Does he feel robotic? Or is it the machine that powers his creativity and his... Your work was keeping us healthy. There's people out there, can you imagine what pain you put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. Should you possibly go back to trusting you have to do the second one? Say what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there. Oh, and apologise to them? What did that change? You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. You need to apologise to them. Still writing, shit me. I've seen the thing you fear. Alright then. I'll speak to them for you. You'll not believe me if I say this game is more meta than Stanley Parable. I do think I believe you. It's incredibly meta. It's like Chernobyl. My friends. Falls on me to deliver bad news. Machine will not apologise to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. This is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let's pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. Destroy the machine itself or destroy everything it produced. Oh shit. Interesting.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Kota to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Oh shit, I never looked up. This is incredibly disruptive. Oh shit.
So I started showing Kota's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Yes.
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
He didn't like that.
So anyway, Kota finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Kota's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Kota ever made. So let's take a look.
He got it in a link? From who? I should note that I have more to say in the doc, but I want to keep it brief for the purpose of the stream, and also this is my interpretation of the game. Yes, that's fine. That's completely fine, mate. It's completely fine. It's the last game that Kota ever made.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Kota's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
I almost feel like this is intentional. I feel like this I feel like it's gone down. It's gone from interpretation to just literally being. I'm not going to say obvious, but I feel like it's more obvious than the games initially were. There's a lot of interpretation in the previous
This room
games.
actually has a maze in it.
Oh, well, that's horrible.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
I'll fucking do it now, man. Oh. This is worrying.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end.
Oh.
But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? That though the path might be obvious, or it's seemingly so, that no matter what you try and do, you keep failing because of things that are out of your sight, out of things that you don't know about, things that you can't.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Kota has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
15. What's the significance of this number? 15. So I appreciate people who are joining the stream and are thinking, "What the fuck?" To be fair, if you're watching the stream, you've probably found it because you're on the genre. But it's like, yeah, I'm trying to talk to you guys while not completely ignoring the point of this game. And I think there was probably no better way of playing this game than with you guys. To be fair, this is definitely a game that I feel like it's even more meta to play this game on stream, considering what the game is seemingly trying to convey about how Kota feels or felt. Hopefully felt, but not in the right way, not.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Kota cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
And that's what he's doing. This is what this guy's doing, right? I almost feel like this guy has projected how he feels and his solutions to things onto Kota.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
No.
I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
I feel like he feels like he failed because he wanted to be there for Kota, and when he couldn't be there for Kota, he felt like he failed Kota and not himself, maybe. Maybe this guy...
I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
I think that's the most infuriating part for this guy, and at the moment for me, is that yes, interpreting things, having your own interpretation to things is great, but to have a definitive answer, to know what it means to the person who created it or inspired the concept in the first place, it's infuriating to not know. And I know this is a completely like massive leap, but you even see it with fucking TV shows, right? When there's an open-ended fucking ending, people need to know the ending. What is the ending, right? That is an extremely like shallow, like relational thing, but it's still an example of it. That's pretty. Yeah, like it. To realize you don't know.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
This guy really has projected.
Where did I screw up?
He's at a loss, right? I can't.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. From the arguments about what a game is and how playable it is, to... yeah. Did Davey... all the positive intentions... It's important to remember, guys, that this is real. This ain't no story. This is stuff that actually happened. Though Davey had incredibly pure intentions, that in trying to be so involved in Kota and his games, that this is what I'm interpreting at the moment, because obviously we don't know. There's probably an answer that he explains soon, hopefully. I can't keep interpreting everything, and maybe I'm falling victim to it again. But maybe in being so involved in Kota's creations and Kota, he made Kota overthink his own creations, what a game is meant to be. Obviously there's the whole thing of like there was always this thing about him feeling lonely, right? There was this thing, and that's why he started to help. But I don't know. Let's find out more. Just want to see what was up there.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. What was that noise? What changed? Something made a noise. This is beautiful.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
So Davey's self-image improved because he felt he was doing something good for someone else and felt like he had a tangible existence. So I've infected my personal space. Wait, sorry. You've so infected my personal space that it's impossible. It's impossible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games. Yeah, you put it together better than I could in my doc, mate. So far, Ness, are we on the same page? Let me read this again because my fucking reading skills are proven to be fucking awful. You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? We were all on the same page, but I have a lot more to say on the doc. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not saying that I won't read it. I want to read it. I want to know what you feel. There was an answer, a meaning. Would it make you any happier? Does it have to have a meaning? Does it have to be that way? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Because at the end of the day, these games were not for anyone else. It was for him. It was deeply personal. It was from his heart. And it knocked down a barrier that protected it. And he shared these with the people that he wanted to share them with, right? And because of how personal it was, this sort of makes me feel a bit weird now. It's just that you express the words better. Nah, honestly, mate, we all express the words our own way, and I can't. You definitely can. So what I'm getting is we need to be the Davey to Dax's Kota. What the fuck are you talking about? Would you stop changing my games? Stop. You stop changing my games. Stop adding lamp posts to them. Which game first had a lamppost? And what was their relationship like at the time? There's a revelation you need to have when you finish. I'll tell you about it. Yeah, Davey is an unreliable narrator. It's intentional. This Ness, I'm starting to doubt myself now. But remind me, this is all a true story, right? This is a true story. It's not fake. Oh, do you know what? Don't even answer that.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people.
I will not answer that, okay?
I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Would you simply let them be what they are? The lampposts resemble, like he said, a destination. It's a point of finality, right? When you hit the lamppost, when you reach the lamppost, it is the definitive end, right? It is the destination. You have arrived. Before that, his games didn't have a lamppost. They weren't traditional. They weren't games in the traditional sense, right? The games never ended. Like, you've got the first one where the walls disappeared and you could see everything. Not the first game, one of that maze game. The lampposts made it a traditional playable game. Would you simply let them be what they are? Experiences / emotions? When I am around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. That's a healthy way of looking at it, to be honest. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. That is so important. That is so important. I realise that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Rejection. And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. And then this is the...
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
I want to just point out that I was being pushed through that. Forced, even.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
There's no time. It's a clock without arms. It's Half-Life 2. This light is flickering. It's the traditional Source 2 flicker. Source flicker, I mean. I actually use that in my behavior tree project.
Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
That's cool. I have... With the story at this point, I have very complicated
If
thoughts.
I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
You need validation. And you're not okay with your internal validation, unlike Kota was. Kota didn't need validation. Kota was okay. Kota was just doing what Kota wanted to do. How did you... Wait, hang on a minute. Hang on.
Now?
You had a talk with a Discord friend about that exact topic with the validation thing? Right. This is very meta, because like, how did he get his hands on these projects? There's no way he kept all these projects on his hard drive the entire time. And now I'm starting to believe that Koda's not a person, but an embodiment of Davey. Davey is Kota. I'm starting to... I might be overlooking into this now. He left many Discord servers I'm in, and I was wondering if he was okay. Oh, right, okay. He was okay, yes. Some people just like have a little cleansing to make themselves feel better, right? You just leave servers, right? He was fine. He just didn't want to be in them anymore. Right, I'm struggling. I'm wrestling with, like, how does this guy have access to all these games? Like, all those versions. Internal and external. I had this whole talk about internal and external validation, yes. Say, this is touching on... So far, I will say that this based on the story that this has portrayed so far, this game seems extremely self-indulgent. Negatively so. However, I don't think we've heard obviously we haven't heard the entire story yet, but what a fucking plot twist, man. What a fucking twist. Like, I find it hard to use the terms plot twist considering it's real. Supposedly. Rising and falling of motivations as an artist, yes. Whose is this game now?
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
So supposedly he's no longer involving himself. Supposedly he's not involving himself in this anymore. Which is exactly sort of what Kota needed. Yeah, I should probably say this now, the revelation. What do you mean, sorry? The skybox. Yeah, Kota's not a real person. Yeah, I was sort of leaning towards that, to be honest. Which then now makes me feel like it's not self-indulgent. It's more about a guy understanding himself and coming to terms with things, which is honestly a bit more, is better than how I was feeling. So, yeah, he's what? That's beautiful, actually. Kota is just the manifestation of it all. Kota is the part of Davey that was just happy making games. It's internal struggle, right? It's going to be interesting to see which version of this he's picked. Oh, a new one. Oh no. are.
You said, let me prove that I'm brave, let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so tired.
Co-creator of Stanley Parable is in the credits.
But I know that you're strong. So
Oh yeah, there he is,
turn
William.
back, turn back.
He's British. Great. Oh, for fuck. Oh, the interpretation never finishes. Okay. We're gonna keep them. We're gonna keep them Kota and Davey, right? Kota representing the part of Davey that was happy and content with making games and creativity and just making shit, right? And then Davey being, well, him, the real part of him, just sort of fucking ruined it. We're done, yay. We're doing what Davey's doing to Kota's games. And now we're doing it to this game. Just so happens to be made by Davey. I don't know, though. What is real and what's not? So it's all real. But Kota is actually Davey. Kota's not a person. Well, it is a person, it's Davey. But it's told from the perspective that Kota is the manifestation of Davey's creativity and just making games, right? Okay, so here's the thing. The point about us sort of interpreting this game as Davey did with Kota's game, I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. I don't think it's the same thing. And the reason why I don't think it's the same thing is because this game was made with the intention of being interpreted. Kota's games weren't. Kota's games didn't. The interpretation ruined it. Projection ruined it. Right? This game is telling a story, and the whole point of it is completely different. It makes more sense why he's got all these games now. That's not what I thought it was going to be. Don't get me wrong. That twist is great. I hope this guy's okay. When was this released? 2015. Oh well, I hope he's okay. Yeah, wow. The discontent I had for Davey when... That's weird, isn't it? That was a weird thing to feel. In collaboration with Anna Oh, yeah, the Outer Wilds publisher, yeah. And Stray, right? Stray? They published Stray. The discontent you have for Davey towards the end of that, and then he leaves, is crazy considering you're rooting for Kota at that point. But that is Davey. It is Davey. And so you are the discontent you have for Davey isn't for Davey, it's for what he did to himself. Why did you do that to yourself? I hope he's found a bit more content since this. The childlike fucking ignorance, not ignorance, but happiness of just making games, right? He just made games, and he just enjoyed it. He used it to talk to himself. He used it to express himself to himself, right? Turn control. Nice, thanks, mate. Thank you. He used it to sort of explain himself. And then, as the years went by, he started having a bit more internal struggles with... He started having a bit more internal struggle with what he was creating and what it actually meant. And I think by that point, he started to look for meaning in what he was creating because he was sort of having an existential crisis. In short explanation, Dax just saw his old developer career in 2.5 hours. Yep. Yeah, I think he self-sabotaged himself and threw himself into a pit of self-doubt. And essentially, and by doing that, destroying what he found to be comforting. I think it's a story about self-sabotage and somebody finding himself. The title Beginner's Guide's interesting. I'm not quite sure what the title means, but that was a gross simplification of what the story's about. That's a good point about it being Kota's last game. What does he mean by that? It's the last game Kota ever made. Does he mean it was the last game he ever made? Obviously, this is a game. Obviously, he's telling a story. I think the Davey he's being here will be a retrospective Davey, right? It's a retrospective Davey. Gamified, yeah, it's gamified. It's the way the story's told is clear-cut a story with a traditional axe, traditional twist. But it's all based on reality. All based on real. Early on in this game, when I was sitting here asking you guys, is this something to be interpreted, or is this just something that a game developer wanted to put in because the game developer wanted to put in, right? And turns out that is sort of what it was, right? And he self-sabotaged it. I think other aspects of his life creeps into what he loved doing and was passionate about just for him. Like his validation and like fear of being wrong and wanting to help people and stuff like that. I don't know. Blue curtains, but in maximum emotional version. What convinces him that those things don't hold? Yes, exactly. So what convinces him that the non-deep things aren't deep? Given the fact that they are just as interpretable as anything else. Like specifically when he, like, I think the bit you're referring to is when the prison expands the walls and then we see like the maze of like IKEA furniture, right? Why that could have been interpretable. Why was that weird for weirdness sake? Gingerbread. When the author wrote the curtains were blue, and teachers interpreting it as the author feeling sad or depressed, but the author was just literally meant the curtains were blue. That's interesting, actually. Yeah, exactly. It's like symbolism and shit like that, right? What if Animal Farm was literally just about a pig going mad, right? Napoleon, man. What if he was just a pig? Just a pig. Had nothing to do with socialism. Had nothing to do with any of that. Anyway, he's just a fucking pig. I digress. I think there are a lot of areas of this story that Davey doesn't quite clarify, and it's for a reason. It's on purpose. But it's things that allude to. It's aspects that Davey feels that aren't important for you to know. And I think it's not important for you to know because it is Davey, right? He's telling you what he wants to tell you. Versus if this really was at a person called Kota, he would have probably explained a lot more, a lot sooner, rather than waiting for it to all be a twist. Now, this might not have been completely false. Kota might have some of the problems Davey presumes, but in my opinion, Davey's interpretation made it seem that like Kota was more troubled than he actually is. Same for me too. I do not believe that Kota had nearly as any of the problems he did, which is why I'm thinking that the aspect of Davey's personality, or like in his head, the self-doubt, the self-sabotage crept into other areas of his life, and I think that's what happened. I think he just did it. Yes, yeah, I agree with Davey thinking that there's more wrong with Kota than there actually was, and I think that's down to overinterpretation of himself. And I think this entire game is about somebody finding themselves and learning themselves and who they are. He thinks Kota has something Davey doesn't. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I agree. I read it wrong. I think the part of Davey was jealous of Kota. Like the whole part of the story where he said he was overzealous with wanting to be Kota's friend. That is like a fourth wall break that I'm not prepared to understand right now. I don't think I'm able to. Yeah, I worded it weird. No, you didn't. You know how I read. I read like a fucking moron. He's insecure about himself, and I think it's unfair to assume that he projected. I think it's unfair to assume he projected a bit of his insecurities in his interpretation as well, which means his interpretations say a lot more about himself than it does about Kota. Exactly, and that is literally what was written on the walls, right? When it came to the twist, like what he interpreted said more about him than it did about his innocence. The innocence of what he enjoyed. I think it will become very apparent. You probably know which bit I'm talking about when I say this, because I won't spoil my reaction for you, because you know. But the content I felt at one point for this game. At one point, I wanted to just close it. I wanted to just close this game and fucking like refund it. The content I felt, and then Revelations, 100%. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Like a story about somebody finding themselves, essentially. What's your George? I'm interested to know what's your interpretation for the title of the game. I'm not sure why the game's called this. Called The Beginner's Guide, given what it's about. I say incredible game for making me feel a range of emotions. Incredible game. Incredible game. Yeah. Yeah, man. Davey didn't point out the 3 dots because he didn't know how to explain and have nothing to prove. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe the 3 dots. Maybe the 3 dots don't actually have a meaning, and he's trying to find an interpretation for it. And maybe that plays into him wanting to know more about Kota and learn more about Kota. I think it's an algebraic symbol. So it means therefore, like in algebra, but it's not like that. It's not like the splinter cell. It's more stretched out, which I don't know if it means it's different. It's used in math equations. I love the noises in this one. I think this is my favorite level.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Kota. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just...
This doesn't make sense anymore. The story does not make sense anymore.
I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always
I think this is where the story
Like
breaks
Kota
down
games
now.
so much.
Like, I just
It's because it felt
don't
like they let me
understand.
have that
I can't make sense
felt
of what
as
he
though
means now.
He was inviting me personally into his world. And then I
And at
feel
the end, it
this
says for
slowly, too.
R, perhaps hardcore fan he's trying to make a point to. I don't know.
At the end of this level, we're going to
Maybe
see the
maybe
puzzle
he's
again.
Coda and
here,
R
I'll tell you
is,
what I think the puzzle means.
and maybe R is
Each of these games
Davey.
represents an idea
I
that
don't
was on
know.
Koda's mind at the time
This
that he
there,
was making
high,
it.
low, high. Yeah, you're right.
And the puzzle
all that.
is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Kota can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces,
Oh fuck, that scared me.
before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Do you know what? Now, I just can't understand why he's got such a fucking problem. Just let yourself be, dude. There's a smorgasbord of real things and not real things. Oh yeah, I don't think this story is 100% about himself because certain story beats didn't sit well with me. Like it may be a commentary of somebody he knows at one point. Yeah. The black space between the doors. Yeah. There's a lot where there are certain elements where he's giving his interpretations almost as fact, right? Which is weird. It's weird that he's giving interpretations as fact at one point, really. As if that's the definitive interpretation. So in other elements, he prefaces it with that, this is an interpretation, right? But in other areas, he doesn't. And I think that's a giveaway. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, that's everything I have for this game at the moment. I think we next time we can, like, if I come up with things in my head, I will put it in the Discord channel, and if between now and the next stream, if I think of something interesting, we can discuss it again. I think this could be one of those stories that we keep bringing up and talking about.